In a world where ordinary men can excel doing ordinary things, this man has single-handedly lowered the bar. From the scrambled mind that brought you Mad Madness and Beagle Rare comes this underwhelming Friday night special event. Matt Porter is the Blendigeddon 2 World Champion and the 2020 World's Top Whiskey Taster. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass and shake your ass for ADHD Whiskey Live.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday night. It is March 1st. Everybody set your clocks back. That's just a joke. I don't think that's tonight. And I think when we do that, we put them forward, not back. And I thought we weren't supposed to do that anymore. They just want to keep us confused. They just want to keep us confused. That's what I got to say. That's all I got to say. Everybody have a great night. Just joking. That's a fib. Josh Fritz is in the hizzy. What's up, Josh? T. Jarrett, Slade Gullidge, Brett Greenstein. What's happening? My mom is here. Who gave her a wrench? Did I do that? I gave my mom a wrench? Bold move, Porter. Good Friday evening, everyone. Interesting move I made there with that. Love you, Mom. Ashley Gasser is in the house. What's up, Ashley? How's Derek doing? Happy Friday, friends. Hope everyone's doing well. Cheers, she says. My mom says, congrats on 58K. Did I hit that? Oh, that's awesome. Next stop, 58,001. Then 2. Then 58,003, 4. Look at this go up. We'll continue to the moon, Alice. Alec, to the moon, Alec. This stream brought to you by Alec Bradley Cigars. Finest cigars on the planet. We'll talk more about them later, but first let's talk about Joey B. Cheers, everyone, says Joey B. B stands for friggin' ballsy because he's here cheersing everybody right out of the gate. Thad Burrell's in the house. Chris Miller, Darren Crafton, just crafting cocktails or crafting other things. You know, he's a craftsman, that Darren. Are you Schlammer's here? Jeff Perkins says cheers to the weekend. Whiskey knows what's up, Marty. What's happening? Corgi Keju 69 says, what's up? Cheers all. We got Thomas Zanto in the house. Toshi Bake, $50 super chat. Jesus Louise, Toshi, you son of a bee. You brilliant Toshi Bake. Cheers, Matt. Hope everything goes smoothly for you. Gonna enjoy this last stream for a while. Hope you have some great pours. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah. I brought out all the big dogs. We brought out the big dogs. Toshi. Last stream for a while. I have a couple more days of shooting videos ahead of me for the next, couple months. So I'm not supposed to drink before the surgery. And they said that I'm not allowed to drink, I'm not allowed to have any alcohol within 72 hours after my surgery, but they recommend 2 weeks. So I'm going to go by the recommendation. I'm not going to have any pours for a couple of weeks and then go from there. So then of course, there's another surgery after that in April. So I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm going to enjoy it together. I'm doing a blind flight it's like a single blind flight. I'm pouring them myself. But we got some good stuff coming here this evening. But I need to pour something first to get started. Where did you go? Where did it go? Barrel King Batch 80. America. The friggin' chocolate cherry stag mousse latte. Whatever the hell. It's a myth. Drag racing. People are drag racing. Bet you somebody won also. Probably not. Probably both a couple of losers. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. If you didn't see my Barrel King video, I put it out yesterday. I put 2 videos out yesterday. The Barrel King release video was the second one of the day. And yep, that still smells amazing. Look how dark that is. It's got chocolate cherry dragon enzymes or something in it. Some sort of, it's been touched by a cherry. Touched by a chocolate cherry. Which is funny because this is is this true? I think this is a true story. And if it's not true, then I'm unaware of it not being true. But I did a video earlier this week or last week when I was talking about, I was tasting the Generations, and I said it was like walking through the cherry chocolate mountains. That was before I knew that this Barrel King Batch 80 was a chocolate cherry Barrel King, I think. Unless I found out before that and that somehow snuck into my brain. But I don't think so. I think it was just a coincidence, which is kind of neat. Welcome to Thoughts with Matt, where I think about shit you don't care about. What came first, Matt? You saying it or you knowing it? Other things I've thought about today. Losing all my teeth in a tragic teeth pulling incident. Doctor's name is Cody. That's a bummer. That's a joke. It's not Cody. That'd be a bummer. Got all my prescriptions today. They got like, take this before this and take this after that. And like, swish this in your gums and like, oh, directions. I'm good with those. Very good with those. My Bourbon Palate podcast is here. Is that a real podcast? My Bourbon Palate podcast. And if it is it called My Bourbon Palate Podcast, or is it just called Bourbon Palate Podcast? Because if it's called My Bourbon Palate Podcast, then my bourbon... This is... Oh, never mind. If it was called This Is My Bourbon Palate Podcast, then there'd be an issue. But I don't see any copyrights with My Bourbon Palate Podcast, unless you announced that that's what it was and then titled it the same. Shout out Perry Ritter. Love you, Perry, if you ever see this. If not, I'm sending you positive through the airwaves. Jared Renfro's here. Appleman, Tylese, Jay Dravin, Tim Doherty. Reminds me of Tom Doherty, the bowler, but it's not Tom, it's Tim. And if Tim Doherty bowled, would he bowl with a thumb in or out of the ball? That's a good question. Cheese 1022 was here. Tim Roby, Doug Pearson, Wookie Bush. Seen a Wookie Bush a time or two in my life. Yeah, this chocolate cherry stuff smells ridiculous. Down the hatch. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday evening. Ding. Oh, man. Yeah. But why the heartburn, though? Oh. I didn't anticipate the heartburn. I didn't know I had that today. I definitely have it. Awesome, great, grand, wonderful. Let's drink all the best bourbon with heartburn. Ugh. Ugh. Anger. No, just joking. No anger here. A little bit. John Lishak is here. Liz Scooby-Doo is here. Hey, bro, new fan from Edmond, Oklahoma. Edmond, Ontario, Canada. Ontario, Canada. Okay. Bad. Justin Wynn about to leave for Disney. Medicate for me. Whew. Hope your wallet did some stretching. You know what I mean? Like, you know, wallet just like totally limber, ready for all the activity it's going to go through. Keith, cheers. Good luck next week. Thanks, Keith. We are counting down Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, they said be there. And I thought for some reason that it was going to be like I don't know why I thought this. They've got morning surgeries and afternoon. And they're like, if you should definitely get a morning surgery if one's available to you. And I was like, let's do that. So I got a morning surgery, but then they also have an afternoon surgery at like 2:00. And I thought for some reason that morning surgery would be like surgery in the morning, then be done, by the afternoon. But no, they told me the other day that I'd be leaving around 5:00. And I was like, that seems like all day to me. Now that's when I started sweating. I was like, I can do a few hours, but because they got to extract all the everything on top and maybe the bottom. I think that's up to his discretion at the time, but at least all the tops are going, and they've got to set the implant and stuff. So, all day. Listen, happy that it's getting done. Terrified though. I just started sweating thinking about it. Actually kind of hard. It's okay. I'll be fine. They always love it when you tell them that you're afraid. They always treat you like you want to be treated. It's not true. Especially with the IVs. Like, I'm afraid of needles. And they're like, oh, really, bitch? That's the way it usually works. So now I just pour sweat inside the seat. And they're like, why are you sweating so bad? I'm like, this is not the best thing for me. And then they ask, oh, do you pass out? And I'm like, haven't, but wish I had. Lose about 3 pounds every time I give blood. And not any amount of that is the blood, because I usually miss. David Peterson, I was excited to acquire a Kentucky Owl batch earlier today, and even more excited to now see you have this in the stream tonight for your flight. Dixon Dedman for the win. Cheers. I don't know. I've never tasted my favorite bottle of all time that's not my favorite bottle of all time, because my favorite bottle of all time is the King of Kentucky, but I've never put them anywhere near each other. I don't think. I'm sure at Dan and Julie's once before we've had them in the same evening. Putting them in a flight together? Never done it. So in this flight tonight that I'm doing, Kentucky Owl Batch 9, this was a gift from Toshi himself. Toshi, you son of a bee. Friggin' love it. King of Kentucky. This is the 16-year gift from Dan and Julie who are, oh my God, literal, I don't know, what's the right word? Ambassadors for the human race. How about that? It's accurate, and also probably one of the best compliments anyone's ever given anybody. If aliens stormed the earth from above and they didn't get burnt up coming into our atmosphere because all this way, and then in the atmosphere we burnt up, shit. That didn't happen. They made it through by the skin of their teats. And they came to a skidding stop in the ocean. They go under the water, and of course that's where they go, because that's where they go. I've seen that on TV and the internet. They come to the surface. Oh my God, we made it. They're catching their breath, but not really, because they don't breathe oxygen. And then comes a boat. A boat appears, like the Little Mermaid's lover. And they hear the alien song, or whatever they do, or something like that. And the people, the ship crew says, look at, what is that in the water? Is it a mermaid? No, it's a Merlin, Martian. They pull it on the boat. First ever face-to-face alien, friggin' human. Want that to be Dan or Julie that's what I want. Dan would just literally talk. I mean, the alien would be like, don't you want to know anything about me? And Dan would be like, nope. For a while, we're going to talk about what I want to talk about. And the aliens would be like, wow, this guy loves. Then they would drive the boat and get scared and fly home. Unless Julie kept him around. I don't know. I think it would just be a good time. I think Dan and Julie would be great ambassadors for the Earth. And they gifted me this King of Kentucky. Anyway, those are two. Don't break them. Do I want to put this in there? I don't know. Jack Daniel Barrel Proof Rye. Shit, why not? Let's just see how well it stands up. Then, I didn't tell anybody about this. Haven't mentioned it yet. It was going to get mentioned, obviously, but I got my first ever BTAC locally for $250, which was incredible. It was a few days after I shot my Whiskey of the Year video. I went into the store, and the lady who owns the store, we've become friends. She's great. And she was telling me about where'd it go? I don't know. Smoke wagon single barrel they were getting. And I was like, listen, if you get that smoke wagon single barrel, I want it and I'll open it and we can share it. And she was like, that sounds awesome. Then she said, by the way, we got a stag. And I was like a little one or like a tall one? Stag, like a stag or like George T. Stag? And she was like, the tall one. And then she did this. And I was like, you got 3 of them. And she goes, no, it's $300. And I said, don't tell me that and then not sell it to me. Because I know you have one and the price. And that sounds really good. Will you sell it? And she was like, well, my son's managing the store now. And we went on for a bit. And then she was like, I was like, listen, just sell it to me. We'll open it and we'll share it. So she showed it to me and I was like, if you let me touch it, you definitely have to let me buy it. She let me touch it. And then she was like, and I'll give you a discount. So it was $250 plus tax. My first ever BTAC. We opened it in the store, shared it. And hells yeah, that's in the flight. And then see how well Russell's Rickhouse single Rickhouse F, Camp Nelson F. And then my very own home blend. It's in the old Charter bottled and barn bottle because it's, why not? But this is full of tiny bits of extremely allocated and old samples that I've gotten. And it's just gone up and up and up. Just like a teeny tiny bit of little things or like crazy bottles that I've come in contact with or really good old whiskeys that I've. The point of this bottle was to make it a very old bourbon. Nothing younger than 13 years in here, I don't think. It's like 13 to 20 probably. So we'll pour that as like a throw me off kind of thing. See how good that does. So there's what, 6 there? 6. Holy crap, am I 15 minutes behind in chat? Good grief. I am so sorry. Here I am friggin' talking about Dan like talking to aliens, and I'm literally just talking to myself. I'm sorry. This is a two-way conversation. And by two-way, I mean me and 271 of you. My apologies. I need to be better at this. Nothing like cigars for dental health. Yeah, I would say that everything in moderation. You know what I mean? If we're chain smoking them, probably not the greatest. Anything in moderation, I would say. What's a super hyped to bourbon you didn't like, and what's a bourbon people typically hate that you enjoy? Super hyped to bourbon that I didn't like. Usually toasted or double barreled stuff. And then a bourbon people typically hate that you enjoy. Some George Dickel stuff I've really enjoyed. Some Tennessee stuff I've really liked, but not all of it. Loving Barrel King 77. Thank you for the super chat, Harold. Thanks for the recommendation. Looking forward to both March offerings. They're really, really good. It's funny, every time I get these bottles from Barrel King for the month, I'm waiting for one to be like, but so far, Amazing. In April is when mine is supposed to be released. Still in the blending process with that. Hopefully mine isn't the first one that I'm like, about. But so far it's going really well. I'll say that. Scrolling. Sorry, I'm going to friggin' skip over people because I'm trying to catch up. Mom sending prayers. She's saying subscribe. My mom saying welcome. She's saying congrats. Joey B's a new member. Joey B's the best. Get off the milk. Bing bong, he says. That's right. Milk, especially in a sippy cup at night, not good for your oral health. So if you're sipping out of a sippy cup, then there's that. Kyle Taylor says, damn. Ryan Geary says, damn nice. Probably talking about, I don't know, probably my trapezius muscles, whatever. G. Jarrett's here. Thanks for the BTAC math. Thanks. Yeah, first ever. And I don't expect to get another one for a very long time. But, yeah. I also think that there is a bit of, 2023, Toshi. I think that there's a bit of bourbon karma involved with this one, because when I got my sample of GTS from Buffalo Trace this year, is the first time I ever got it. I took one little sample out of it, reviewed it, and sent the rest to Cameron in the bottle. And I was like, he'll have fun with that. And then, lo and behold, my very first ever BTAC was the 2023 GTS. So it's crazy. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know. Hopefully the recovery is fine. I'm a little, diesel truck outside. Just dieseling it. It's going to fill my garage with diesel fumes. All right, let's pour this flight. I was going to do this before the stream, but obviously the stream was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. Half hour late after, anyway. Just signed up for Barrel King. Drinking the toasted vanilla tonight. MGP finished in Stag Barrels. That's pretty great. Agreed. Which type of glasses do I want to use? Got some Glencairns. 1, a 2, a 3. Nothing with logos on it. 3. Don't fall. You crooked barrel. 3. That looks dirty. These all look dirty. What in the world? I washed them all again too, and they're all still look not the cleanest. Smells good. And by good, I mean like nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more, Matt. Ugh. Nope. 5, 6. And do I have stickies? Oh, yeah. All the stickies. You guys got to remember which one I put in which glass. We're going to label A, B, C, D, E, F. A, come on. A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. Come on, stop rolling off of their pen. Cameron says you can see through the glass. You cannot see the letter through. Come on, focus. Focus for me. Focus for me. Focus. Come on. Yeah. Can't see the letter through that. That Cameron. All right. In A, we'll go Russell's Reserve Single Rick because it is because I went on a pick with Ryan Elvez for my Russell's pick. Elvez, A, Turkey, America. I'll remember that. By the way, there is giveaway tonight. No super chats required for that. It will be a random question at the end of the stream, so make sure you stick around. Winner of that giveaway will receive this flight, 1 ounce samples of the entire flight that I'm doing tonight. Sample glass B will be my blend. That's easy to remember. B, blend. America. That smells good. Smells good from here. Barrel King. Gotta wet my whistle. Oh, that's good. C. Wow, that heartburn is something. We'll fight through it, though. We'll fight through it. Glass C will be Jack Single Barrel Rye, America, because it certainly does not belong in this blind, considering it's a rye. Certainly does not belong. C. America. Oh, probably should put the sticker on the glass first. Glass D will be George T. Stagg because there's a deer on it. A deer for D. Can you imagine getting choked out by me? Dead deer. You know? Left hand pour. Dangerous. Dangerous. D. I know this is fun to watch. I'm sorry. It's things you should do beforehand that you don't. Where did I put the other 2 clean glasses? This one. E. That's not clean. It's filthy. E will be the King of Kentucky. America. 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 Because if extraterrestrials visited, I would want them to be greeted by Dan and Julie. And then finally, sample F. Stay there. Do not fall. F will be Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9. Never lost a blind flight on the channel, America. Will it lose tonight? Probably. F because it was a gift from a friggin' legend, Toshi. Friggin' legend, F. Nailed it. All right. Like I said, random question later. Winner of the random question giveaway wins a flight of this giveaway. There'll be a flight of the samples. Yeah, obviously, Matt. Anyway, what was I going to say? Something. Forgot. Yeah. All right. Do I like Kentucky Owl Conf? Oh, how the heck did my chat skip all the way down? I'm not that far away. Am I getting titanium teeth like Kanye? Nah. We're getting whatever they put in there, you know? 6 crowns at once. Wow, you're the Tooth King, right? What's the oldest Willet Purple Top I've ever tried? I have no idea, honestly. I know they get pretty old. I don't know the oldest one I've had, but I haven't had very many. I think I could probably count Willet Purple Tops I've ever tried on one hand. If not one hand, then one hand and a Ninja Turtle hand. AG in San Francisco Bay Area, thank you for the well wishes. Appreciate it. The proof of the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye is 135.7. So that is the highest proof offering in the flight. Kentucky Owl is 127-ish proof. The George T. Stag, what? 135 on the Stag. And the King of Kentucky is 129.1. So some high proof hookers in the mix. If this was a garage party, we would be happy. Garage party. What's up, Jeffrey Wack? Thanks for having me on again the other night. Appreciate it. You actually are they still making Confiscated? I don't know. A 10-year? Yeah. I mean, some of them are amazing. Some of them are just different, you know? Some Willet Purple Tops I've had I've really loved. Some of them I've just been like, about. Keith Casey, well, thank you. That's a crazy super chat. Thank you. I'm lucky enough to have your blend from David and Kira fundraiser, Old Charter, very special to me. You know what's funny? This is supposed to go to David and Kira. It is Old Charter excavation batch. And I still have, that's the sample that I was supposed to send to David and Kira. Still going to send it to them. It's just still here, months and months later. By the way, the giveaway stuff that I've been doing the past few weeks and on Patreon will be taken care of while I am in recovery. It'll give me something to do, printing out labels and boxing stuff up, editing videos and packing giveaways. So I didn't forget about anybody. It's just, one thing at a time. And I got to do the stuff now I can't do in front of the camera. So shooting videos and all that crap. Jay the Raven. The neck pour is that different from the rest of the bottle? I mean, it depends on what you mean by the neck pour. When you first open a bottle, I think that after the bottle's open for a little while, it kind of develops into what that whiskey is. I think that I'm not a scientist, but I will with 100% certainty say that due to the molecular structure of whiskey and air and the way their stalactites, the radius, and then the perineal gland, the origins, it gets better with air. I don't want to get too technical, but it gets better with air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Funny thing is, I already don't know which one is which. Just kind of set them down in random order and pick them up in random order. But in order to make everybody happy so that nobody thinks I know which one is actually which, we must bust out the Julie-like wheel of confusion, which is what we have here. It is a Lazy Susan device that I put in my hand, like the best waiter you've ever seen. Hello, care for an hors d'oeuvre? Would you like an hors d'oeuvre? So confident in my abilities. Whoa, feel getting a little tippy. All right. Putting them down. I have such a disaster. Why can't there ever be enough room for everything? Oh, that one almost fell. Forgot I still had one on there. If you didn't see the stream with Jeff Wack and Darrell and Kelsey, they sent me Jell-O. Why is it where everything else should be? I don't know. It's just the way I roll. Just put Jell-O wherever. If I need to know where that is later, it's on the floor, next to the fridge, in a box. Hide current comment. Oh yeah, it was a neck pour thing. The King of Kentucky is the darkest cheating at its best. Is it the darkest? Because this is pretty friggin' dark. And how? That's 16 years old. The Stag, Georgie Stag, is that old? This is like old as shit. I don't know. We'll see if there's even a darkest one. But I'm not even comparing them next to each other. So I don't think it's going to stand out like a Coy Hill or a friggin' 13th Colony Double Oaked. But if it does what King of Kentucky does, it will stand out on the nose and on the palate. All right, rearranging these glasses' asses. And then I will number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With a glass marker. Do I have one? I should have one. I just used one, which means nothing in my world. Just used it means I'll never find it because I probably put it down somewhere where it doesn't belong. More stickers. I could use stickers, but it's just not as easy. I would be done already if I just used stickers. Okay, I'll use stickers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I number them so I can see and keep track of them. The numbers are random. But if I don't have numbers on the glasses, there's no way for me to remember which ones I was talking about. All right, 1 through 6. We'll start with what I labeled number 1. That is a plate you don't want to spill. I pretty nailed it. WJK, what's up, dude? Best of luck, journey ahead. Glad you enjoyed Wild Turkey Generations. I had some other fun stuff pops. You hope some other, yeah. There is what was another one that I thought was really good that I've shot. I have some more one-on Wednesdays to shoot though before Tuesday. Very scientific, thanks. Yeah, it's one of those things. You go to science school for a while, and why did my thing just friggin' focus like that? That was stupid. Again? Really? Again? I double dare you to try that again. I'm watching you. I'm watching my screen now. Do the focus thing again. You focus breathing son of a bitch. Not tonight. Imagine being a new waiter and having to bring that tasting flight to a table on your trip. Yeah, it'd probably be an expensive flight, huh? Craziness. All right, glass number 1. I mean, that's freaking dark. Number 1. That's probably King of Kentucky immediately. Or maybe not. Remnants of it. It is so delicious smelling. That is so sweet and like ripe oak. Not ripe oak. Ripe oak would mean there would be no. For some reason, when I say ripe, I meant ripe would mean that it is like ready. So yes, ripe oak, not green banana oak. Yeah. There's just going to be a lot of smiling during this flight, I think. Number one, it smells magnificent. It smells wonderful. It is old smelling. A bit of butterscotchy, like library book happening. A little bubblegum, actually. Which that may, the bubblegum note might lead me to believe that it could be the Jack Daniels, because I do pick up a nice bubblegum on some Jack Daniels Rise. Oh, it smells so good. All right, down the hatch, glass one. Wow. Oh. Yep. Wow, that is good. That is like full powered, full strength. Yep. Jennifer Lopez's lower body, that's good. That was a ride. That was a ride. That's what I love about extra high proof whiskeys, especially when they're extra aged, like extra dense and thick and like concentrated. It's just the ride that it takes you on. And that is a ride. Where did it go? The chocolate cherry Barrel King. If this has like the perfect proof of like a good sipper, like 114 proof. But if this thing were proofed up like 125 proof, 130 proof, it would be that way, where it's like, wow. That smells so good. I thought about putting that in this flight tonight, but then I remembered that the proof point would probably suffer a little bit, which I think that the Russell's is going to suffer in that area as well. Because what is the Russell's proof? 117.6, yeah. A little lower than the rest, but this is a mystery proof. My blend here is a mystery proof. Who knows what that is? Probably actually lower proof than the Russell's. My solar plex is as hard as a rock, Bob. Like a really soft, gelatinous rock. Gelatinous. Eric Moore is here. Some bottled and bond Jack. Nice. River Roots 14. I have not. I've never tried any River Roots. Isn't that where Cam was doing his barrel pick today? I think Cameron did his first barrel pick at River Roots today. Emerald Giant in the glass for Bob Glass. You need some likes to this live. What is there? None. Nobody hit the likes. Nobody likes it. It's fine. You know what? If you don't like it, then don't like it. I get it. I totally get it. Glass two. Glass two is entirely different. This doesn't have the old dusty note that glass one had. It is more almost grapefruity. Yeah, solid note, Matt. If I did, here, guys, let me know. Grapefruit. You guys get grapefruit? Huh? No grapefruit on the nose? Give it a sniff. I know you want to. Come on, sniff it. Sniff the glass. No, focus. Nah, doesn't want to play games. That's all right. Chocolate chips and grapefruit. By the way, if I were on certain medications that I'm on, I probably shouldn't drink this if it were grapefruit juice. What's up with that, by the way? That's a danger zone stuff. Hey, if you're on this medication, don't take. Oh, by the way, how about this shit? We were This is week 3 of me having a cold. I'm fighting this cold every single day. Not fantastic. Much better than I was before, though. My 6-year-old, she had it before I did. Getting better. And then a couple days ago, boom, fever again. Like she started over. Like she passed go and didn't collect $200. Just got a fever of 102. And like, what the hell? Anyway, yesterday, she gets a bloody nose and it's a whole thing. She's picking at her. She gets crusty. And she's like, oh, whatever. Anyway, but we start looking at like nasal sprays and stuff to help like moisturize her nose. Possibly we didn't, but just looking into the option to see what's out there. Did you guys know? I mean, Flonase is like an allergy medication, but on the Flonase thing, it was like if you give Flonase to children, it might hinder their growing. They might not grow right. Here, it's safe for kids this age and this age. This is the directions. But if you give it to them, they may just not grow, which is a pretty important part of life, is growing, especially when you're like not an adult. The hell is happening here? Maybe I should take it and it'll like shrink me. Oh, weird. All right. Now glass 2 is smelling much older, much dustier too. I think that I just got accustomed to this after tasting glass 1. Glass 1 stuck with me for a bit. Now glass 2 is like, oh, hey, I'm pretty freaking good too. Now it's more like one of those fruit cups that has all the tropical fruit with like one cherry inside of it. Oh, we got a humidifier. We got a couple of them bitches running distilled water 24/7. There's an ointment for that. Is there a nose ointment? Don't mix medicine and Mother Nature. What glove? What glove are we talking about? Rye all the way, can tell by looking. Makes sense. Prozac says, hey, Matt, baby boy was born a couple weeks ago. Going to crack Whiskey King 3 to celebrate soon. That's incredible. Congratulations on the newborn. That's so cool. And also, hopefully you enjoy it. And it's worthy of such a celebration because craziness. Look at Nancy Fraley's here. Oh my gosh. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Matt, Master and Blender Nancy Fraley here. I know who you are. You have to introduce yourself. That's like Trump walking in and being like, Donald Trump here. Except for not. But, I mean, everyone knows who you are because you're you. Don't know if you saw my comments regarding the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blender Batch 5 episode. I did not, but if not, please take a look. I went in depth on the info on that batch. Cheers. Yes, I need to do that. Thank you. Yes, I will look at that. A humidifier installed on your furnace? You can do that? That sounds interesting. All right, glass number 2 down the hatch. Very good. Much more like one note. Much more cherry, vanilla, graham. I don't like to try to, of course I like to guess what they are. I'm not trying to think of what it is, but that reminds me of a very Buffalo Tracy profile. I definitely could be wrong, but just the notes I'm getting on that and the way that it hits the palate and takes like the cruise, the monorail to past the punching bag in the back of your throat and down, down the old slip and slide. The one note, 100-mile-an-hour cherry, vanilla, graham, like brown sugar train. Very good. It is very good. But it is no glass one, I don't believe. Glass one, of course, was the first thing that... Yeah, the glass one was up. Friggin'. Friggin' punch out. I want to delay this tasting for a moment because what Nancy said has got me only thinking about what Nancy said. YouTube Studio content. I wonder if I can do it this way. That must have been a live stream last week. Yes, live stream last week. Comments. There it is. I see it. I found it. Oh wow. There's a lot. This is perfect. Whiskey nerds, listen up. Master Blender Nancy Fraley speaking through me. So this is what Nancy would sound like if Nancy sounded like me, which super happy she sounds like Nancy. Hey, Matt. Magnus, Master Blender Nancy Fraley popping in. Sorry, I'm just now seeing this. So Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Batch 5 would have been released in late 2017 or very early 2018, if memory serves. Wow, that's really old. Okay. It was the second and thankfully last private batch that Magnus released. What's a private batch? Like a private barrel, but a batch, probably. Batch 5 was purchased. Well, if I continue to read, then I would have answered my own question. So silly of me just to stop when she's talking. Sorry to interrupt, Nancy. That's my bad. I do it sometimes. Please forgive. Please continue. Batch number 5 was purchased by the fellow who owns the Bible Club in Portland and also Osaka, Japan. All of my blends at that time were in the lower proof range. That one was like 100, I think, 101. Since the 36% rye bourbon I had to work with at that time had fallen down significantly in proof over the years. The majority of that stock would have only been about 10 plus years. Wow, it tastes so much older than that. So it isn't super old, but not young either. I know a lot of folks think that the earliest batches had really old whiskey in them, but they don't set the record straight. But they don't to set the record straight. I added a little 18-year to it, but not a whole lot. Wow, that's... honestly, to be totally clear, like that's great. To get that flavor out of the 10-year, 36% rye MGP is amazing. I hope this isn't too many... but I never got a bottle. You never got a sample of it? You never got... Nancy, email me, please. ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. Let me know how, let me know where I can send a sample to. And how do you not have that? You don't even have you've never had a sample of it. That's silly. Well, that will be fixed. Like immediately. That's ridiculous. That's so cool. That I'm able to do that for you because of friggin' Rick Maverick who sent me the bottle. Yeah. Email me. Mojo 88 got a B518 last month. Hells yes. Actually, just got this. Don't break anything. So the store that I passed up online, this one's a 247. So I have a 247, a 5, and a 131. 135, 131, 247. So that'll be a fun little just to see how the art has transformed over the years. Because it is an art, what she does. And she is like the Picasso of a perfect cigar blend. Yeah. That was dumb. I'm sorry about that. That was not my best work. But it was meant to be the ultimate compliment. Thank you, Krista. A122. Oh, shoot. A122. I can't remember if that one. I mean, not the best, but I don't think it's the worst either. I think A122 is a fine. If you don't have very many Elijah Craig barrel proofs, if you're just starting out with them, then yeah, pick that one up. William, one note, proceeds to name 3 distinct notes. When I meant one note, I guess what I meant was like one. I see your point. Fair point. And you suck for making it, by the way. And I hate you for it. But also love you for it. Because I don't hate people. Publicly. That was a good one. One. You know what? I beg to differ. No, I don't. You're correct. I am incorrect. It was not one note. It was multiple notes that never changed or like developed into anything else. It was just like, this is the flavor and this is what you get. But you are correct. You friggin' tortellini. Bill Tortellini was right. Just made fun of your name for no reason. That's me just being petty now for you being right. Damn it. Izzo's here. I'm late in a different time zone for my work, and it's annoying for watching my peeps. It's weird being out here in mountain time where nobody else lives in mountain time. Because when I start at 7:30 here, it's 9:30. You know, that way, whichever way the camera works. So it's strange, but it's good for me. Not great for everybody else, though. Number 3 is a dark whiskey. I thought number 1 was dark. Number 3, also very dark. That looks like cold brew coffee. If cold brew coffee were translucent. Yeah. It's like watered down. It's just like really dark whiskey. There. Stop trying to make it so fancy, Matt. Nobody knows what cold brew coffee is. Scrolling. Yeah, she deserves more than a sample, Paul. That's insane. You never got a sample of 5. Of course. That's crazy to me. That you like I can see you being like, I had 3 bottles and then I went through them all and I want to remember it. That'd be something. I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But for you to say you never even had a sample of it, so like you blended it, it got bottled, and then you never tasted it again. That's crazy to me. Because then you're like, what was it? You never got like the seal, the final seal, or like you never got to give it the stamp of approval after it was bottled. That makes sense. But even if you don't give it the stamp of approval, I did. So you can think whatever you want of it. I think it's magnificent. If you want to do a live episode, I'd be very happy to walk you. Yes, and yes. And when I come back from my surgeries, it'll be, I don't know if I'm going to do any live streams in April or not. It really depends on my mouth situation. if I'm confident enough to be on camera or not. I don't know what it's going to look like, but maybe into May or something, I would absolutely love that. That would be amazing. I would just be blushing the whole time and stuttering over my words. It's normal. You missed Matt pouring old whiskey, but knowing what they are by color and nose. I love this cheat when you put up just old random videos. Conor McGregor hates money. I mean, really. I think that my point of that video was, which, to his credit, later in the future, I mean, he sold his stake of the company or whatever, but he was still getting paid by him. But when I made that video, I think he had just sold it or recently, but still, he only ever like made one proper 12. It's like he could have made a proper 12 Apple and done so well. Oh wait, he did that later. That was my point. Proper 12. That's bad, Connor. My Connor is as good as my Trump. Both magnificent. We got Stag 22A today. Is that the new one or the previous release? 22A would be, they screwed the releases up in 22, I think, but that would be the first release of 2022, which was the first one that they labeled, or they batch labeled it. So there's 22A, B, and C. Is there a 22C? I don't even know. Then there's definitely 23A, B, and C. And I have a 23C. But nothing of the others. Trev sent you. Friggin' Trev. I love that guy. Oh, yeah. I haven't even got to this yet. This is sample 3, the dark one. Really dark one. Weird. Hold on. Why? My nose is clear, but all of a sudden these are smelling at like 20% of, like, there's no, there it is. Just had to give it a second. That is very red fruity and nutty banana bread, a banana nut bread. I never ever picked up on this banana profile that everybody was talking about ever. Maybe once I found it. And now slowly I'm starting to get this banana bread note. And interesting. But I'm also picking, it's very similar to this red wine note I get. It's the like sister nosy notes where I'm like, oh, there's that. But then there's that banana bread right next to it. And I think I'm actually just like opening my mind to new experiences. Like scuba. Want to scuba? Name that movie. Oh, yeah. Carissa made some delicious banana bread the other day, and then she made banana friggin' blueberry muffins yesterday. She's been baking. She's been baking so much, so good. And I try not to eat it. I've been eating it a lot. All right, glass 3 down the hatch. Yeah. That does so many things similar to what glass 1 did, as far as like the intensity and just the overall, like, I feel like that's what, like, if you want to fight in front of 20,000 people, that's the feeling you would get. But it wouldn't be in your mouth. It'd just be all over your body. Like, wow, that feels so amazing. but this is more concentrated inside your mouth. So it's like, you know, winning the heavyweight championship of the world and then getting the belt wrapped around your tongue. Very tight. Did a lot of things similar to glass 1, except a bit brighter, a bit less oak, but some similarities that make me wonder if possibly glass 1 was King of Kentucky and glass 3 is the Jack Daniel's Rye. Similar high proofs. King of Kentucky is always like the stand back and watch what happens bourbon, where it just takes over everything and you're like, oh, wow. It's like IMAX for your senses, which IMAX is for your senses. So anyway, it was a good point until I ruined it by saying it. Gorilla Glue's here. What's happening? Jacob, dude, long time, Jacob. Is it just me or has it been a while? Or were you here like every week and I just am not smart? Matt, I got Joseph Magnus Cigar batch 202. If you haven't tried, I'll send you a sample if you want. That would be kind of actually fun to gather a bunch of them. Just to gather a bunch of them. Nancy, if you are still here, do you get weird about people tasting your stuff? Because as I'm starting to blend stuff for Barrel King, like, I mean, Cameron always talks about my stuff anyway. He doesn't give a crap. And I love Cameron, so I don't care. But, you know, it's worrisome. People went through the stuff I've done over the years. It's almost terrifying. But actually, it doesn't scare her because she's like, I'll come on and do it with you, which is makes sense because she's really good at it. What would she have to be worried about? If the guy who made America best bourbon in the world whiskey came on, I could see a little word that starts with T. Oh boy. Oh, I almost said a big word and then I fudged it up right at the last second. It was a good one. And everybody was going to be surprised at how big the word was because my vocabulary typically doesn't stretch that far, but it almost did. Trepidation. Trepidation. Now when I'm saying it doesn't feel real. Trepidation. I think that's the word I was going to say. And I also feel like it was going to make sense the way I said it. Pretty sure. Propa 12 is proper shite. That was my Donald Trump. Izzo, when my wife had her appendix out, I asked for it, but they wouldn't give it to me. It's a bummer. I was going to keep it in a jar of formaldehyde and make a lamp out of it. You should ask for your old teeth. Yeah, I'm sending Sean one in Sean from the Bourbon Junkies. He's getting one in a Tiffany's box, which kind of spoils the secret and the surprise, but yeah. Find the nicest one for him. 22B came out before A. No 22C. See, I kind of know what's happening, even though I don't. I don't do a lot of history in my videos because I'm an unsure person when it comes to speaking about facts. So when I say stuff like, I actually don't know if there was a 22C, but I'm definitely not going to stand by that. I was right. Very right. Let me give you an exclusive from Joseph Magnus Cigar. Batch 1? Wait, hold on. Okay, let me reread that, Nancy. If you would like for me to give you an exclusive from Joseph Magnus Cigar Batch 1 through the current releases, and that would, like, we start at 1, and well, I'll have like certain pours through, like certain samples that throughout the adventure, but you just like 1 was this, and then like boom, I'll have like a sample of 5, and we'll have that, and then it's like, and then this happened, and then we get to this, and then that would be amazing. It would be like a timeline of magnificence. Yes, I would like that a lot. Banana is also amyl acetate coming from a stressed fermentation. You know, I often wonder how fermentations deal with stress. Typically, when I'm stressed, I don't smell like bananas. I smell like what's the stuff you don't want to mix with bleach? That. Ammonia. Isoamyl acetate. Actually, Nancy, thank you so much, because that's a new, that smells like a stressed fermentation. I like that. That's good. Matt, remind yourself to say that in the video. All right. Kindergarten Cop? It wasn't Kindergarten Cop. Along Came Polly. That's the one. You scuba? Oh, I'm way behind. I'm so far behind. Sample 4. Yeah. Have I talked about the nose on sample 4? It smells wonderful. It smells like cranberry. There is a distinct red berry here that's not a cherry, even though a cherry's not a berry. Almost like a strawberry cream, or like a not craisin, like a strawberry frosting. That's nice. A little bit brighter on the nose. Maybe the oak on this isn't quite as like old grumpy oak, but more like bright and like ornery oak. Yeah, down the hatch. That is super solid. That is, I keep waiting for it to do something else because it feels like it's about to. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably not. But the way that it sits on the mid palate is, it's like a bright, not bitter, but more like a tartness that kind of sits there, and then just waiting for the next step was what I was doing, but it really didn't. It kind of just sat there. I didn't hate it at all. I thought it was really good, but it didn't develop like I thought it would on the palate. And I do believe that I've taken enough time between sips so that, the other pours didn't affect it dramatically. Very good, but like, it didn't quite fill out the way I thought it was. I forgot the Kentucky Owl 9 was in here. That's hilarious. Because I just thought that must be the Russells, and then I was like, what else is in this? There's Kentucky Owl 9 in there, and a random old blend of mine that shouldn't do too well. Was texting my wife back because she deserves an immediate text back because she's the best. She called me Willoughby. Not on purpose, I don't think. Frowny face. I don't want to do a laughing. She says she has a tummy ache, doesn't feel good. I don't want to do a laughing face. I almost clicked on laughing face. Come on, emoji that works. Not a nerdy face, not a kitten, not an angry face. Oh, there, perfect emoji. What was that one? Poor girl. Everybody not feeling good around here. Everybody. Isn't your wife a nurse? She is. Yeah, my wife is a nurse. She is an OR circulator. Krista. I don't know. You know what? She might have a spot or two for some new friends. You never know. She'd make a good friend. Do you like bowling? Because that's all we're into now. We bowl, and she bowling and baking. Bowling, baking, bourbon. I'm just going up. She said, doing 130 proof new Forester. Packing, giving the liquor store crap, telling them I want old Forester, right? Solid dad joke. Mm-hmm. Oh, how did I end up going back up that far? That's weird. Silly me. Do you plan on doing a future video on how you're blending with Barrel King? Yes, that is actually, I'm going to be doing that with this blend. It's okay. So I'm doing a video for the blend, but the most important thing about it is that the blend is good. I could give a shit about a video. So I want to, like, I'm going to do a video once it's close, and then kind of have some fun with the video. But since I'm on such a limited time crunch here, I only have a couple days left, a few days before I can't drink anymore for a while. So I want to make sure that the blend is right or very close to it before I start worrying about making the video. Because, yeah, who cares about a video if everybody gets a bottle that they don't enjoy? That would be the worst, and I would hate it. How 10 minutes behind, Matt? You jerk. Jacob, he creeps in and out. Okay. Well, say hi more often. Just be like, hi. Just so I know you're still around. Joseph timeline of the releases. It has changed considerably. Absolutely, I'm on board. Like I said, probably May. Maybe there'll be sometime in April. We'll talk. I'll email you, and we'll get it set up. I'm super pumped about that. Flex Luther says it doesn't necessarily mean a stress fermentation. Just could be the yeast. The fruity note that I get out of the Jack Daniel's products, that's I get this red wine note, I call it, but I never picked up on a banana note before. But the juicy, like red wine, fruity kind of note that I get on it, not a lot of people get. I know Cameron has like picked up on it a time or two, or he might like have honed in on it by now because he's like he's not from this planet. But Mr. Fletcher, master distiller at Jack Daniel's, said that that fruity pop of the yeast the fruity pop that I got was from their yeast. So I could be, I don't know how related the two notes are, but just a boy. Hi, Chrissy. Nice to see you. Brad Schaefer, late to the party. Do we know what's in Matt's blend? Oh, this old Charter barrel bottled in barn thing? No idea what's in. I mean, it's a lot of very old whiskeys, like little bits of sample bottles that I've had left of like all the best stuff I've tasted. Anything that was in like a 1 ounce Wednesday video that just had a little bit left in the sample bottle went in there, and it's all 13 plus year old whiskey and mostly like 16 plus. All right, sample 5. Wow, okay. I want to put these one. Shoot. What did I say 4 reminded me of? I forgot about 4 already. Oh, 4 I thought was like maybe the turkey stuff. Or something that didn't quite develop the right way on my palate. 5. Huh. Five seems to be different altogether. There is, not a youthfulness to it, but like a youthfully, like maybe like a toastedness to it almost. A lot of breakfast foods. Smells like a Denny's. Waffly, syrupy, but also weirdly enough, some savory notes, like almost like a breakfast sausage. Like a breakfast sausage that got, your syrup from your pancakes migrated over to your sausage. Mm-hmm. Like that. It almost smells fatty, like a very fatty whiskey. All right, fatty, meet fatty, down the hatch. Oh, that's really good. But holy shit. Okay. This is extremely good, but I think that there's a tell here. I don't think that what I like the stuff that I was able to put into this blend was because there's a lot of old stuff, and not a lot of really old stuff is really high proof, which the rest of these are 117 plus, and this tasted so good, but it was lower proof. Like it was obviously not the crazy amount of, it didn't have the ABV that the rest did. But if that's that, it can't be that. That's so good. I'm going to say it can't be that. It's got to, my proof meter must be messed up. So I'm going to take another sip of it because the palate was amazing. The finish kind of fell off just because of the proof. Yeah. All right. That's moving into third place, possibly second place. That is okay. Whoever wins this flight tonight, based off a random question in a little bit, I need some honest feedback, because if that's that, it has to be, because I don't know the proof on it, but there's nothing that can be the taste of that low proof in this fight other than the mystery proof. I don't know. I want some honest feedback from anybody who tastes it, though, if that's what that is. If it comes in last place, I don't really care. But having tasted it through its like building process, I've been pretty impressed at how well it's come together when it shouldn't, kind of thing. Like if you go to the auto parts store and you just buy the parts, it's like, oh, my alternator's dead. Shit. Oh, I wish I had power. Can't. Battery's dead. You go to the auto parts store and you're like, alternator. 1999 Toyota Camry. And they're like engine size, and you're like, 2.5 or whatever. And they're like, front wheel drive? And you're like, yeah, obviously. It's like leather seats. And you're like, does it matter? It's an alternator. And they give you the alternator. If you just went home and opened the hood and just threw the alternator under the hood and closed it, that wouldn't work, which is kind of what this is. This blend is just kind of like not really managed or like put together thoughtfully. It's just like, wonder what will happen if I do this. And if that's sample 5, then very impressed. But we've got one more to sip for the first time, number 6, and then we'll put them in an order and then do the giveaway and then get out of here so I can bring my wife some tea and rub her belly. And that's it. Don't get any thoughts in your head. Nothing's happening tonight. She doesn't feel good. number 6. How far behind am I now? 11 minutes. Yuck. Titanium teeth question again. There's a spider on your chest. Yeah, I'm a Black Widow, baby. Favorite whiskey for the money? I mean, that's a hard question because it's like, what if I can find it? It used to be Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's probably still Elijah Craig Barrel Proof because it's, I don't know. That might be, Rebel 10 Year. Rebel 10 Year is my favorite whiskey for the money. It's $100, which is a lot of money, but the single barrels are worth it. Nancy, what is your methodology with your blending on Barrel King? Let's talk about that on our live stream. When we live stream together, I would like to go back and forth and actually have a conversation about it because everybody does it differently. This is like large scale blending is so much different than small scale blending, I feel like. So I think the approach has to be much different. And that's kind of what I have to do here because I'm not blending for a batch of 200. It's like we need to multiply that. So trying to find the right barrels that work together to build a big base is kind of what I started with. Like we have I know I have these barrels with X amount of whiskey in them, a minimum, like in my head, like, we should be able to pull this many gallons from these barrels. Which barrels can I blend together to make something, a fantastic base, so that I'm thrilled with this lot of barrels when I put them together. It's like, this is great. Now we need a bit more. So which barrels can I pick from and add to that base? Trial and error to get the absolute best experience, the best tasting experience I can get. When I'm blending stuff, I really honestly do not care about tasting notes. That's the last thing. The very final thing, I'd be like, I'll taste it and be like, oh, I'll get this, this, and this. When I'm blending stuff, I'm never like, oh, I would love it if there were berries or citrus, or I don't like, that's not even in my head. Like when I'm tasting these blends, I'm like, I want the experience, the tasting experience, to be correct. I don't want any sharp edges. I don't want anything that is too prominent or that sticks out too much. Nothing that is that makes you go, what is that? Or like nothing spiky or like abrupt. Nothing that finishes weird, or like it's all about, even when I pick a single barrel, it's the same thing. I want something that from the time you sip it until you go for your next drink, it is pleasurable. It is even keeled. Like it's a soft wave of like, yes, it all goes together perfectly. It transitions from the front of the palate to the back of the palate properly, and there's no speed bumps. That's what I'm looking for. The tasting experience is number one. I don't know if that explains it or not. Explaining how my brain works is hard because I'm still trying to figure me out. My brain is like a woman. Don't touch me, it says. All right, sorry. It's our 17th date. Chris said loves bowling. Been looking for 20 years for someone to go with me. Sad but true. That's what, 20 years to go bowling? All you had to do is go over to a bowling alley. That's the best place to find someone to go bowling with you. Me is good. Awesome. Love it. Matt's created a whiskey bomb with the blend. He needs to chug it before his time off. I don't need to chug nothing. Ed Sack is here. Sack. 1WD. Okay, 6 is... Man. I'm pretty sure I already got into this. But I started talking so much that I forgot. 6 is very, very nice as well. That is, did I say like almost like a toasted characteristic to it? Yeah. I'm going to taste 6. I'm expecting this to be really good because it smells very good. But it smells almost like pecan-y, like a... It's nutty, but in a sweet nutty way. Oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Baked goods. Burnt pie crust. A lot of bakery notes here. But the bakery notes that I'm picturing in my head are not from... If you're scooping into it, that's not the notes. All the flavors that are coming from this are from the bottom of the pan and up the sides. It's the crusty stuff. It's the hard stuff. It's the crispy stuff. The stuff that looks a little bit darker than it should be. It's the corner piece. That is the corner piece to a delicious baked good. Man, that's a tasty pour. I like that a lot. Damn, it's very good. Do I like it more than 1 or 3? 2, 5. 3 was okay. And then 5, 2. Taste 2 again. And 5. I wish I would have taken notes. 1 was the mind blower. 2 may or may not have been... I can't remember what the hell did I say about 5. Was 5 the one I thought was my blend? Jeez, I'll get back to it. 1WD. So, Matt Porter, Whiskey Barrel Fraley, Barrel King. That's funny. 1WD. Hell, I need all the help I can get. Fat, or at least... The word that was a big word for me earlier that I remembered but then forgot, I thought was a big word. Malolactic. Malolactic fermentation will shorten the nose. So what does shorten the nose mean? Shorten the nose. Mean like not as like shoot. Do I have your personal email info? I don't think so. Unless you emailed me, and then I would have it. I don't have it yet. But if you shoot me a quick email at ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com, and then I will have it and I will send one back to you. Thanks for the nice distraction while I work tonight. Izzo, where are you working at? You flying airplanes or something? Something fun? For personal experience, you're going to feel healthier after the bad teeth are removed. My health has improved drastically. That's what I've heard a lot of people say, and I am looking forward to that so much. It's been a long time of just crap. It's been crap. 6, I should have taken notes. 6 was crustiness. 5, 2, 4 I thought was missing a little bit. 2 was 1 note but 3 notes. 5 was 5 the one I thought could have been mine. 3, 6. Right, 3 again. That's so good. All right. Interesting. All right. Wow, that's good. I'm gonna write guesses down on this sheet just for my own something. Just so that I can keep them mental, but not mental. What the hell's a piece of paper? It's not gonna work. Here's a receipt. Got a receipt. What's this for? It's a receipt for $91.50 at a liquor store. Interesting. Wonder what that could have been. All right, I'm gonna do the reveal and then we're gonna do the giveaway for this same flight. So let's see. 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 1, 2, 5, 3, 6. All right. I am not 100% positive on any of these, but I did write down my guesses for myself just to see how close I get. GTS 23 or 13th Colony Double Oaked Batch 2, that completely depends on what you like. If you like sweet, cherry, like 135 proof oaky, old oaky bourbon, that's like, it's just, if you like the Buffalo Trace profile, then the GTS. If you like a bit more funky funky green lumber with like a twist of syrupy, molassesy, extreme high proof goodness, than the 13th Colony Double Oaked. They're 2 totally different flavor profiles. And it would be like, do you want to drive like a V8 or a turbocharged 4-cylinder? They could both be fast, but they're fast in different ways. They're different approaches on high proof bourbon. When do you get them done? My teeth, first surgery is this Wednesday. They're doing at least the top removal and then the top like implants. So they're gonna set screws and do some bone grafting and stuff upstairs. And then I go back at the end of April for the bottoms, to do the bottoms. You scared for the surgery? Of course I'm scared for the surgery. Terrified. I hear a male's voice. But from where? Must be my neighbor. Weird. All right. Let's do this reveal, and then we will do the giveaway, and then I'm out of here, and I will see you in many weeks. All right. Last place was Glass 4. I really loved it. These are all magnificent whiskeys. Like, there's nothing here that, except for my blend that I'm just goofing around with. If it's in last place, that means nothing, because it's just in the sixth thing that I loved the least. Like, I love them all, but this one was just like, didn't hold up quite as well in this blind flight. Number 4 was in last place. I thought it fell off a little bit after the mid palate. It was very good, but just kind of didn't shine after that. Like, the finish didn't come through, but that's comparing it to all these other things. D. Sample D. Anybody remember what sample D was? What was sample D? D for Deer GTS. Thank you, Bob. Wow, really? My guess was wild. Now I can smell it. Yeah, I can smell that. That's all right. I thought number 2 was GTS. The notes I got off 2 when I tasted 2, I didn't really let that go. I thought that could possibly be that. That's interesting. So, all right. Huh. All right. Weird. Oh, Nancy, you're out of here. Your dinner time. See you later. I will reach out via email. We will talk. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That means a lot. You're awesome. Matt D. $5. Love your vids. Jealous of prices you pay. In Canada, it's nuts how much shit is. Rebel 10, 170. Stay strong, bro, and good luck with you. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. I'm really, you know what? I don't like IVs, and I'm going to that's the first thing they do is an IV. And that's, once I get everything going, I'm sure I'll be all right. But, like, yikes. I'm going to stay hydrated and, like, just, ugh. The IVs, I'm kind of worried about that. And then the recovery shit, I don't know. I'll be fine. Everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be good. In 5th place was sample 2. I thought sample 2 was probably the GTS, which obviously it wasn't. Let me smell them side by side. 4 is a bit sweeter than 2 on the nose. Interesting. So if I got them confused, then maybe 2 is the Russells. I don't know. Let's see. 2 is that an A or an F? It's either an A or an F. I didn't make that a very good letter. If it is A, that means Elvez Wild Turkey. If it is F, that means Kentucky Owl. I think it is A, but we'll see. If we pull out an A later, then we know that it was F, but I'm pretty sure that's an A. All right. 4th place. So we'll say that the Russell's Rickhouse was 5th place. 4th place was sample 5. I thought it was possibly, my blend. It's an ME, me. I thought that it was probably this because of the low proof. It's delicious, but it just tasted a lot lower proof. It is B. I think that is true because it's my blend. B for blend, right? Can't see the letters from the top or bottom, Cam. Look it. This is sample B. Focus. Focus. Oh, that's a good focus. You cannot read the letter. You cannot see it through my glass. If I could see it, I'm really trying actually. And I can't tell. So yeah, B for my blend. Thrasher, what's up, dude? Maddie, listening to you while I'm driving. Best of luck on your surgery and speedy recovery. Looking forward to you flashing that new grill. Love you, dude. Thanks, dude. Thank you. Oh, man, you're the best. Pretty sure the drugs are in the IV. I know. That's why I got to get the IV. Joel Cray. I got to get the IV, and then they got to give me the drugs. But no, they give you like some chill pills beforehand, I think. So hopefully that helps. In third place is 3. I thought this was, the Jack Daniel's Rye. Now going back to it, there's a bit of a smokiness to it. That's weird. Almost like a campfire note. Strange. C? Was that, Jack Daniel's Rye, because it certainly does not belong in this blind because it's a rye. C. Pretty sure that's C. Cam has to use a Sharpie. You could see Sharpie. Oh, probably could use Sharpie, yeah. Make sure they video you coming out of being under. You say some pretty crazy stuff. That'll be on Patreon. My wife will be under direct orders to record me when she picks me up. And unless I say anything too insane, it will be on Patreon. That'll be part of the old Patreon experience. If anybody shares that video from Patreon, I'll kill you. JD with C. All right. So that means we are down to the Kentucky Owl Batch 9, Bourbon, and the King of Kentucky. And I don't think that this is, I'm pretty sure I'm correct here. I think number 6, which came in second place, is the Owl, and number 1, which immediately after tasting it, first of all, thought was King of Kentucky. Pretty sure we're here. Pretty sure it's correct. Six is really good. To 1. Yeah. Sorry, Owl. Kentucky Owl, for the very first time ever, is getting beat on this channel. Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9 beat Russell Single Rickhouse, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye, George T. Stagg 2023, my blend, but it fell short of King of Kentucky because in second place was Glass 6, which is we were wrong. Glass 2, I said was an F. Or I said was an A. This is Glass 6. That means that Single Rickhouse came in second place, and Kentucky Owl 9 came in 5th place. So I was right. Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9 for the first time ever got beat on this channel, but it got beat by Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye. It got beat by a random blend that I did that's very low proof. It got beat by Russell's Single Room House. And in first place, yikes, is obviously Glass E, which E for extraterrestrials. If they visited, I would like Dan and Julie to meet them and greet them because they're the best. Let me quickly do this. 2 and 6. This is unscientific, very unscientific. Let's see if my feelings stand true. Do I know which one is which at this point? No, I don't. So let me taste this glass. It smells so good. That is nice. Now let me taste this glass. Yeah. I was right. The that Rickhouse single Rickhouse F is fantastic. That's lights out. That is so good. That's why I tasted the Owl Batch 9 right next to it, and I was correct. Thrasher says rigged. If I were to rig it, I would rig it for the Owl 9. You know that. That's a very sentimental bottle to me. Very sentimental. Very sentimental. Sentimental. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. Let's quickly do a giveaway. Then I'll say goodnight. Then I'll go take care of my wifey who's not feeling well. And then I will see you when I see you. There will be videos every week. If you're on Patreon, there will be updates on Patreon all the time, starting now about this tooth adventure. But no live stream is planned for the foreseeable future until, who knows, I could get like a false upper until like they put the real stuff in there, and I might be comfortable enough to be on camera in a few weeks. But I don't know yet. We'll see. But until then, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here and like loving and supporting me. My brand new grill, my implants are literally because of all of you. Jared and Rachel donated a barrel, which is unbelievable, incredible. Jared and Rachel at Barrel King are the best people. They are like S tier people, if that makes sense. I don't know much about the tier system, but I think S is supposed to be really good. But without all of you to purchase those bottles, then it wouldn't have meant anything. So Jared and Rachel, thank you so much. I'll keep you updated. All of you who purchased a bottle to help take care of the expenses, thank you so much. Everybody who donated to the GoFundMe, thank you, because that was the last push to get the shit done. And I have been so standoffish about this will make me a new person. I will be a much better person. I'll be much more fun to talk to when you meet me in public. I will be much more confident. I'm not confident in a confident way, but I'll want to talk. But when you used to see me in public, I was worried. I didn't want to breathe on anybody, but thanks to all of you, I can get it taken care of. So thank you. For the flight tonight, random question gets a flight of what I drank tonight. You'll love it. If you don't, then you're stupid idiots. Let's see. question. Okay. I have a question. Oh, thanks, Randy. Thank you. There is a review coming soon from a whiskey that has a neck tag that hangs from it. And the neck tag reads, Ultimate Recommendation. And it claims to be one of the top bourbons in the world. Now, the question is this. One of the top how many? One of the top 100? Top 50? Top 5? Top 10? Top 90? One of the top how many whiskeys in the world? The first person to put the correct number in chat wins this flight tonight. I'm looking, and it's on my end. 15, no, 2, 3, 1, 5, 100, 10, 10, 85, 50. Boom, there it is. Brad Schaefer. Let me scroll up, Brad, to make sure that nobody else got it before you. But here it is. You're the first person, Brad. Brad, email me, ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. Say that you won the best of the best flight. So it's a bottle of Dexter bourbon. Dexter, it says. And the neck tag, which I've been meaning to buy and shoot a video for the longest time. Last week I bought the bottle and shot the video already. So it's going to be edited and it'll come out, while I'm in recovery. But it says, come on, ultimate recommendation. One of the top 12 bourbons in the world. Do I think it's one of the top 12 bourbons in the world? Well, there were 5 bourbons in front of it tonight. That only leaves a room for another handful before it would run out of luck. So, one of the top 12, it says. That's a fun video. All right. Yeah, email me, ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. I will get that out to you while I'm friggin' recovering. And it's going to be an awesome time. Stuff and whiskey, Dexter is killer. Sorry, bad joke. Great show, though. Hey, remember when I did the Dexter theme for you guys? Because you like those TV shows, and I did the Stuff and Whiskey Dexter thing? That was fun. I wonder if I still have that somewhere. I probably don't. What's up, Josh? Hi. Tell Erin I said hello. I know she's probably somewhere between deep sleep and REM at this point, but I love you guys. I said 12 first. Lake City Barbecue said 12 first. How was that? All right, let me look. Just on my end. Lake City Barbecue, I see you said 25, which was incorrect. Scrolling. What? Scrolling. Am I wrong or am I right? Still scrolling. Lake City Barbecue, I see 12. Now, was Brad's before yours? Because it's just how it shows up on my screen. Yes. I know it shows up on your screens differently, but this is what I will do. And Lake City Barbecue, I see your frustration, but just hear this. I love you. But at the same time, where did it go? Crap hole. I'm figuring this out as we go, and it's only fair for me to show that I'm being fair. Here we are. Take a photo. Oh, perfect. This is the best way to do this. Now, Lake City Barbecue, you will see yours, and then you'll see, this is on my screen. Look at that. Come on, focus. See yours, and then see Brad's. Brad's came in 5 ahead. 1, 2, 4 ahead of you. That's just on my side. That's all I can do. But if you email me at ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com, Zorskin says 12 and got nailed it. Friggin' nailed it. Ken says 12 third. Did 69? 69 did not win. Get those chompers right and heal up quick, man. I will. Oh, we had a bunch of Brads. Everyone says Brad. All right. Oh, man, that's funny. Lake City's like, damn it. So close. Almost got him. Lake City, dang, next time. All right. I'm going to head out. I'm going to bring my wifey some tea. I'm going to whisper sweet nothings into her ear. I'm going to tell her stories about when I used to float upon a boat in Lake Superior. Was I in the V-berth, sleeping so delicately, as 6-foot rollers threatened my life? Yes. I'll tell her those stories and how we managed to get to shore safely. Because my father was a seaman who had no issues dealing with the waves that burst over the bow of a 26-foot cabin cruiser. I feel like if you say anything in that voice and tone, it sounds so interesting and so epic. Will they make it to shore? Will they run aground? There's only one man who could answer that, and that's Gary fucking Porter. And he doesn't want to talk to you right now because he's in a bad mood. But we love him. Everybody, good night. Talk to you all later. See you soon. Love you guys so much. And it's weird. I don't want to say goodbye because it's like, it means it's going to be a while. I don't want it to be a while. I want it to be next week. But it's going to be a bit. Patrons, look out for disgusting updates. See you all soon. Goodbye. Good night. I'm out of here. Goodbye.